Hi guys, ETZU here, and today I want to talk about Main Enh Shaman going into midnight. I'm playing this spec for the last couple of weeks and months, and I want to share my thoughts about this spec and where it stands right now and what you can kinda expect from it going into midnight. To be fair, I'm still kinda new to the spec myself. I started playing it here on the beta, so I have no experience how it played before in the War Within, for example. But if you don't know me at all, I'm a 2.6k rated player. I know this is nothing special, but I hope and I think I can give you my point of view of the spec, and I hopefully here and there you can take away something. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I really hope you give this one a chance. And yeah, talking about enhancement, let's just talk about the core gameplay, okay? And I think, listen, I think, and this is including myself, I think most of the people are playing this spec like a warrior, right? They are just charging in, popping cooldowns, and trying to burst someone down, and trying to have as much melee time as possible, because melee time is required to play this spec, to get your stacks and to get things rolling, right? But I mean, the more I play it, the more I see and feel like there is so much more to the spec than playing it like a warrior. I mean, it's fun, not gonna lie, it can be fun, but it can also be very frustrating, because you're getting CC'd, especially in open field scenarios, and this can be very frustrating. And I think a lot of people have a very negative experience with Enhancement Shaman, because you are getting kited and you have no uptime, you can't use your toolkit, and I think most of the people are just having the wrong idea about how to play this spec. I mean, I'm no pro at the spec for sure, but I think there is much more to the spec. And I play in Blitz, for example, on 3k MMR at some games. And if you face a 3k rated Enhancement Shaman, for example, man, they are built different. They are like monsters, beasts. I swear, if I face an Enhancement Shaman, in high rating, I run most of the times, because if you know how to play the spec, it's so hard to kill, and it's so annoying to deal with. Even if you are in a 2 versus 1 scenario, sometimes you end up losing. This one shaman can kill two decently two decent players, and it's insane. It's just due to their toolkit. And I think also because this spec is so underplayed, I think most people don't know how to deal with a really experienced Enhancement Shaman. Yeah, it's amazing. And I just want to dive into what the spec can do and what I think how you can play it, And so please feel free to share your thoughts, and if you are a main, please share any information. I am really, really happy about it. I really appreciate every feedback I can get here. But I just want to bring this spec here out to the people, and I hope they give it a chance. So let us just start here. This is my shaman, and yeah, let us just start with the talents. Okay, so I open up my menu, and I let's maybe just start here, because I love Totemic. There are two reasons. Reason number one is Stormbringer is fun, but it's kind of dull, playing it over and over, because it's not that impactful. Your whole gameplay is kind of boring, you could argue. But I hope I can take away the fear of playing Totemic, because I think most of the people are just, they don't like to having to think about this totem, right? I think most people just dislike Totemic because they don't want to deal with the extra totem, and So let me show you this before we start with the build. I have, I have this macro here. This is my burst macro, okay? So I have my Doom Winds, which is a 1 minute cooldown. I have my badge, 1 minute cooldown as well. My trinket. I have my Bloodlust or Heroism, also 1 minute. Like this is the old school Swifty macro you have here, which is so epic. And what's also here is this macro here. Like what it does is it places your totem at your player, so you don't have to think about it. Like if I press this button here, Doom Winds now. As you can see, like I have all my buffs, everything happened here, and it also places my totem. So I don't have to think about like placing it. And if I press it again here, my macro, I press it again, it always puts my totem here at my place. So you don't have to think about it. So I think most people are afraid to play this one because we don't want to think about this one, and you don't have to, because this macro you can swap your searching totem around as much as you want to. So what I did is, for example, since I press Stormstrike, for example, quite often, I also can replace my totem with Stormstrike, and you can like write this macro here for every spell. Yeah, so this is reason number 1. But the main reason, in my opinion, why Totemic is good is due to this talent here. I love this one. And the main reason is because I think what makes enhancement or shaman in general very strong are those totem plays. And if you have a like greater range, so you have a bigger range with all your totems, and they have more health, and this is the big part. Because for example, if I play my aesthetic field totem here, as you can see, they are having a hard time killing it. Because without the talent here, like if I play with Stormbringer, for example, they can kill my totem like kind of easily. But having my totems, yeah, if they have more health, they are way harder to kill. So I just want to show you this here. So I put down my static totem. As you can see, it has now 33k health, so it's not easily killed anymore. So a healer, for example, can't kill it like easily. Even a DPS has to use a bigger spell to kill it. And most of the time it takes a while for people to kill it, and as Totemic, your chance to having these plays on, also for example having your capped totem to go through is way harder, because it's not so easy to get killed. And as you can see, like look at this range, look at this massive huge range, man. This is crazy. This is due to this talent here, 15% more range, and this talent here, another 15% more range on all your totems, which is amazing. It's awesome. Like I love totems. Like the whole totem fantasy on Shaman is amazing, and I think especially Enhancement Shaman can benefit from this one like amazingly. And the third reason why I really enjoy this hero spec is, I mean, you have this 1 minute cooldown, which like is combined with your trinket, Doom Winds, and hero. Just awesome. A really fun and big burst window. And you also have, where is it? I don't know where it is. Like, but you play around Lava Lash. And Lava Lash, so you play around your hot hand streaks. So every time you are in the streak, your your Lava Lash is popping up here, and you always try to press it on cooldown. But I will go into the rotation later on, I think. Moving on with like the baseline talent tree, for example. As you can see, like in general, I love the shaman class trees, because you have so much variety. You can spec into all the into so many gameplay styles and so many things you can do. Like, man, it's so fun to play around all the talents, and it's kind of hard to let go of one talent here in order to switch it. But that makes the tree especially good, right? Like if you have a tough time thinking about what to take and what to not to take, I think this is a good thing to have. And a lot of spec trees don't have this, but Shaman in my opinion has it, and this is a great thing. I love it. Like a big W for Shamans in this department. And maybe you wonder why I don't have Frostshock, for example, because Frostshock, I mean, it's you are required to have melee uptime, and without Frostshock, how do you slow your enemy? How can you like have this uptime? And let me show you this. You have this land here. It's called Stormblind, and what it does is, if you crit with your nature spells, with, for example, Lightning Bolt, you can snare someone for 60%. Like your Frostshock only snares for 50%, but this one for even 60%. And now listen, it's so good, because your Vortex Blaze, this spell here, it has like your lava and your nature school, so it also counts as a nature ability. And this one here always crits. It's a guaranteed crit you have, so you have a 40-yard range, 10-second cooldown, AoE, AoE snare, man. Look at this, man. It's so good. So from ranged, you press it. Oh, this was laggy. And as you can see, like every target here has this snare. It's so good, like especially in Battlegrounds. I can see this one being so annoying. Not gonna lie, like every 10 seconds. Look at this. The damage is quite high. It always crits. It always crits. And you have a ranged 60% snare. So, man, I am so happy about this one. It's so cool and so amazing. So I think this is a big W for Enhancement Shaman. I love to press this spell. It's so annoying. No, annoying. It's so fun. Sorry. It's so fun. Oh, let me reposition myself. Moving on. With, I mean, yeah, you can play around like whatever you prefer. You can spec into. So this is what I love and what I enjoy so far. Here, nothing special to talk about, to be honest. And on the spec tree, sure. I mean, you could argue like the spec tree there are like only 2 builds, to be fair. Like it's this build here for Totemic. I don't know like if other people run this build. I wasn't able to or I don't wanted to read any guides. I just want to experience this class by myself, and this is what I really enjoy, and I think this build here fits perfectly into Totemic. And the other build, like the Stormbringer one, you fully go here this route and go out of this one here maybe. So yeah, this is the only difference, I think. And this is maybe kind of boring because it always looks the same. But it's, I mean, you have enough things to think about. So I think it's amazing to, I just enjoyed it. As you can hear, I'm just way too excited about talking about the spec. But it is what it is. So kinda sadly you can't really switch anything around, but I'm also happy about it because you don't have to think about it. That's it. And in terms of PvP talents, I mean, there's a ton of it's so good. This one is very high value in Rage Battlegrounds, for example. In team fights, this is like a must. Counter Strength Totem can be super strong as well, because like, I don't know, like most of the people ignore your totems, and since they have more health and are more annoying to deal with, they just are getting ignored. Grounding Totem, so if you're facing a caster, for example, man, you have a 20-second ranged interrupt. You have a 30-second cooldown Grounding Totem, which can soak up a very important damage spell, for example. It's so good. And you also have like a baseline wall. Look at this. Baseline 6% damage reduction on all magic damage. So you are pretty good against casters. You also can easily kite them. And like, especially if you have a pillar, for example, you can kite them and heal up again. And it's so good. What else do we have here? I mean, you have a ranged stun. This one, I don't know. I mean, 11k is not too bad, to be honest. It's kind of big. I would spec this one here in duels again. I think, like against mages, for example, could be pretty good. Interesting. I never like thought about this talent here, but every single PvP talent can be picked, you know. If I look at my Windwalker Monk, for example, man, there's nothing I wanna have, to be fair. Like, only 1 or 2 talents are like good, and the rest is, you don't think about them like at all. There's no choice. And here, like, every single one is good. Every single one. This is so unique. Like, Shaman is eating good. I'm not gonna lie, like, they did a good job with Shaman in general. Yeah, this is it to the whole talents, I would say. In terms of damage, I think there's no real rotation to follow. I mean, you could try to go for a PvE rotation, but most of the time you are not able to, because, as I said, like, you don't play this spec like a warrior, because you will end up dying most of the time. So what you do is, or what I try to do is the following. I always press my Voltaic Blaze, because again, it's a snare, it always crits, and it's decent, like, it deals a decent amount of damage. So I try to hold this one here on cooldown and Crash Lightning as well. This is due to our new epic talents, and Crash Lightning deals very good damage. If I press it, 6k, 3k, and another 3k. So this is due to the rank 3 talent here. So basically you cast it twice, like it deals damage twice in total, and it's 12k damage. 12k damage is kind of high. If I compare this one, for example, with Storm Strike, like only deals 16k compared to this one, but this one here is AoE, and the buff you can get here, as you can read, like, so Crash Lightning gives you this buff here. It enhances your weapons for 12 seconds, which is quite a long time. So you have this like kind of 100% uptime on the buff, causing your Storm Strike and Lava Lash to discharge a decent amount of damage, which also deals AoE damage. And the big part here is multiple applications may overlap. So you can have this Crash Lightning here reset. Where is it? It's the first part of your epic talents. So you can get a reset by spending Maelstrom stacks, and it's so good. It's so much damage. So what do you do? Like, I try to hold this one here on cooldown mainly, then this one here as well, because good damage and snare, always crits, super strong, and also gives you 3 stacks of Maelstrom, so insanely strong. And then I try to hold my Lava Lash on cooldown as much as possible, especially if I am in my hot hand window. If I am in this window, I try to prio this even over Crash Lightning, I think. I'm not sure, like, please feel free to help me out here. Like, I don't even know the PvE rotation, to be fair. I can recall it. Someone like shared this one in the comments, and I will have to check this one out again. So thank you for that again, if you are here again in this video or watching the video. But yeah, I think, like, in general, you don't really have like the freedom to just go through your PvE rotation. Most of the time you weave in all your totems or your self-heal or your CC. So what I try is, as I said, I try to hold those two on cooldown, try to use those procs here, and if nothing else, if I can do nothing else, on everything is on cooldown, and I have uptime and I am full health, I will use Storm Strike. How I play the game, or especially like in a one-on-one scenario, for example, in PvP or open world or in the arena, wherever I am, once I am below 70%-ish, I would say, I always try to use, like, to always use my self-heal, to weave it in, like, as much as I can. And the reason for it is because a self-heal, like, I know it got kind of destroyed and nerfed so hard, because right now, as it stands, you really need 10 stacks. Like, look at this. I need 10 stacks. I'm trying to get 10 stacks here. Now I have 10 stacks. You can see this one here on the symbol or here on my buffs. In order to have my instant cast heal, I have to cast a 10 stack Maelstrom weapon lightning bolt, for example, and cast it, and now I have another buff here with which I can use my instant cast. 120k crit, which is still huge. It got nerfed. The stealth heal is still good, but having to spend 10 stacks instead of 5, it's a huge nerf to the stealth heal. I don't know if you have watched my duels against Snoopy, for example, and right now I would lose 100% because this is just a huge deal. It's just too much of a nerf, in my opinion, because it takes twice as long to get your self heal, your instant cast, or you kind of have to cast it. I don't know. Like, I still have to play more and like, yeah, to figure out how, like, if it's worth to cast it like on a slower casting time with not 10 stacks. I don't know. Because getting kicked on your nature school is like kind of hard. You don't want to get kicked in your nature school. Yeah. But where was I? Rotation, right? And yeah, because there is no real rotation in my opinion. And if I'm bursting, I do this. I always do Voltaic Blaze. I press my burst cooldown, and then I if I Voltaic Blaze and I press my cooldown, I use my Sundering, and I always have like 8, 9 or even 10 stacks, and always try to use it with full stacks, but I also use it with 8 or 9 stacks to be honest. I always use my Voltaic Blaze, my Doom Winds, and then go for Primeval Storm, use it, and then I try to keep up my Lava Lash window and use it as much as possible, and also trying to stack up my Clash Lightning, of course. And yeah, weave in my lightning bolts here, don't overcap them too much. If you are at 10 stacks, I would say always spend them on your lightning bolt, because you don't want to overcap those. You always like want to have your self heal in petto. So yeah, this much for the damage. We covered the talents, the damage, and now let's talk about the utility. In general, it's kind of the same like in my enhancement video, my elemental video, sorry. But what is different for enhancement shaman is the following. I would say like it's a little bit different. Like, where do I start? You have the great mobility. Elemental has 2, the same one. Except for you, maybe it's a little bit easier to spec into distant here fully, because you are a melee and you always need the melee uptime. So you need every movement speed you can have, you can get, and having a baseline 40% Ghost Wall form is just huge. It's so strong, and combined, listen to this, combined with this talent here, you are insanely tanky. You get another 20% movement speed, so you are at 60% movement speed baseline all the time, which is massive, and you also get a permanent 20% wall as long as you are in your in your Ghost Wall form. And with this talent here, with Wolf Affinity, you can use several totems inside of your form. You can kick. You can use your healing stream totem while you are in your wolf form. You have a 60% mobility. 60%. You can use your snares. You can use your healing totems. You can use your static, and do all those plays here. You can do with your totems while having your wolf form, which is kind of awesome for especially a melee DPS. And you can the mobility you have is good offensively, sure, but it's way better defensively. So if you have a pillar and you have this movement speed like all the time, you can play this spec so defensively. It's insane, not gonna lie, it's so strong. Moving on with our defensives, and our main defensive is Astral Shift, which is a very strong one. It lasts for 12 seconds, which is quite long, and it gives you a 40% wall. This is awesome. This is like one of the main reasons why you can take on multiple enemies at once. You can even like spec into a 60% damage reduction cooldown, and 60% damage reduction is massive. Like this is the main reason why you could like 2 versus 1 someone, like 2 people. Let's say they just go on you and they both burst you. What do? You trinket and insta wall, and try to go into your wall form, because you can get another 20% damage reduction. So you can sit on a 80% damage reduction wall, which is crazy. For example, plus this one here, 86% damage reduction. Which is so sick, because like let's say you are getting bursted, you're getting stun locked, and they just go. You trinket, you wall. So you trinket wall, and you can just put down your totem while sitting on your 80% damage reduction. Let's say 80%. You can just like still use all your like totems while in your wall form. You can like get the healing out of your healing stream totem. You can just move them away, kite behind a pillar, start healing out again, for example. And if they come, you can just loot them and run away, because having this 60% mobility like in your wall form, 60% mobility it's so good, especially defensively. It's strong offensively, but defensively it's even stronger having this mobility. It doesn't matter if it's against melees or ranges. It's so good. So you can just run away and reset. Like the whole goal, I would say, is you drain out your enemies. Like you drain their cooldowns. You trade them. You are like, since you have this massive self heal still, you can outvalue like most of the specs in the entire game, especially if you have a pillar where you can do all this shenanigans. This is, you can still like in Wolfram, you can use all your totems. You can use offensively like purging someone. I just enjoy this one so much about Enhancement Shaman. So it's not all about like having uptime. It's more about outsmarting and outplaying your opponent, like just draining their cooldowns, resetting, healing against them, and then just kill them with a huge burst window. And this is so fun to me. It's so amazing to play. It doesn't matter if it's like in the arena, in battlegrounds, wherever you play. I think you can do a bunch of things. And since you have the best, like one of the best like CCs in the entire game, having a 16-second cooldown, 15-second cooldown on a Hex with a new DR, as I said, is just insane. It's so strong. Having wind shear, kicking someone, getting another 50% damage wall, it's so sick. You are so tanky at sometimes. And then you also have like your Earth Shield passive healing. You have this passive healing. If you drop low, you're getting healed up back again. There are so many things what makes you so tanky and so durable, and you just, as I said, you drain out your opponent. It's insane. It's so much fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, wait. What I wanted to say early on about healing is, I like once I am below 70% healing, and the reason why I prior my self healing over like further damage is because your healing it still heals for 60k 70k non-crit, which is way more than any damage you could deal, like except for the burst maybe, but like in this, with this one global cooldown, the healing, like healing yourself, has more value, like trading value, than dealing damage. So this is how you like outvalue your opponent. You don't have to like kill them instantly. You just kill them like with every global cooldown you do, and just trying to like stay healthy at all times. Like whenever I'm at 70% health, I try to like get back at full health again, and every time with every global I can use. And this is how I can like outvalue my opponents with an Enhancement Shaman. I don't just go for pure damage. I always try to use all my healing procs as soon as possible. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share here. Like always, I forgot to talk about stats. And talking about stats, what I do is I want to go for 15% crit. This is why what I do with almost every character I play, because I like this sweet spot. Having 15% crit is like, yeah, it, even though like crit is nerfed in PvP, I really enjoy like critting, at least a little bit. And I also like it defensively, especially for specs like Enhanced Shaman, which has no or not much percentage healing. For example, a warrior which has like almost only percentage healing wouldn't really like get anything out of the crit in terms of self heal, but here Enhanced Shaman it does. So like every heal you do can crit, and like having a critical heal is, yeah, can be critical, can be like very impactful. Like even every tick here from your healing stream totem can crit. So crit has decent value here defensively too. This is why I always go for 15% at least. And the rest, I would say, like you have two things you can do. Like you could either spec fully into like versatility and mastery, so to max out your burst. Because in your burst you have 20% haste anyways from your bloodlust or hero. So you could do that. Just play around with 1 minute window, but I personally really enjoy haste. It makes the spec way smoother, and yeah, since you are a very global cooldown heavy spec, because you can do so many things, I would say, yeah, haste is just my go-to. It feels better, and having like faster global cooldowns also gives you faster self heals, faster stacks, faster everything. So haste just feels good, and that's why I go haste. I go for 15% crit, and then I go fully haste and versatility. And versatility is like everything you want. It gives you more damage, it gives you more self heal, and it also gives you damage reduction. So this is everything you want. And this is why, yeah, I think versatility will be my overall main stat. Then I will go for the 15% crit maybe, or maybe later on. So first haste and then crit. But I want to end up with 15% crit at the end of the season, once we have full gear. Man, I just love the spec. You really have to give it a go. You have to give it a try. Like this is a spec, if you really want to main it, or if you main it, like if you really like dedicate your time and your effort into the spec, it will be so rewarding, man. You will love the spec. I'm pretty sure about it, and I hope that you will give it a try. You will give it a shot, and because it's so amazing to play. Like even if, like also in PvE, like it's so fun. You have always a button to press, and overall like the whole gameplay loop is so fun. Especially like I said for Totemic, Stormbringer, I mean, can be fun as well. Like it's way easier, sure, and this is something that can be even more fun to some people, which is absolutely fine. So go for Stormbringer, absolutely fine. But I really like, especially like I said, I like the totem gameplay and the totem fantasy of Shaman, and this is why I have to play Totemic, and to me it's just the superior one. I really enjoy it. I just wanted to share my thoughts and my experience so far going into Midnight. The damage feels very, very strong. The self-heal, it got nerfed, yes, but it's still good. And yeah, I will continue playing this spec. I hope you were able to take anything with you here. And please feel free, again, I'm still new to the spec. If you are a main, please feel free to share any information. I would really, really appreciate it. So thank you for your time, and yeah, I hope you give the spec a try. That's it. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye bye.